If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm doing great. If you haven't realized,
it's raining for the first time, and I can't remember how long in
I
Colorado.
had a huge thunder lightning strike behind me that happened 30 minutes before we started recording. It literally jumped me. I got shook up. Don't get shook up by a lot, but it happened. I know you heard that one too.
It came out pretty quickly. We're on opposite ends, but I drive around this area enough now for work enough. And as an open space manager, we could use a little bit of rain, use a little bit of moisture. Things aren't growing. So this is great. And everything about what we're about to talk about has been great. Episode 240. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you're following, subscribing. We are getting new people tuning in every time. I'm still learning new things. So this is recorded Tuesday, even though I know it says that we're live. This is being recorded earlier in the week. I learned that we can do that and I don't have to worry about it. It'll just play through. So make sure you're subscribing if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you're following wherever you're listening on your podcasting platforms. Hit up social media because we're all there. Football season coming up. We obviously give a lot of our opinions on X.
God, we need something.
And we'll be able to get into plenty of discussions. If we remember last year, Colts Nation, Anthony Richardson. I'm just saying, I watched another video last night, and we'll get to this. So we're going to talk about Superman because I finally saw the new Superman. We'll talk about PLL because we haven't updated quite as much as we wanted to. We have recaps of what happened to our teams last year. So Bengals for me, Broncos for the both of us because I'd switch teams halfway through because I'm a bandwagon like that. And then we'll have our top 5 Apex Predators because it is Shark Week. So if you're enjoying that, I know that it's almost over, but you still have a few more days to get in some nice Predators. Turn on Jaws too. It's always nice to watch Jaws during Shark Week. No, it's been tough, Nico. As everybody can see, I guess you could probably call me a stan. I talked about it last week when we did our top 5 superhero movies that when he died in Batman versus Superman,
Spoiler alert, it's been out for 10 years. So
let's just put it out there right now. If you don't want spoilers, you should not listen to this part of the podcast.
Skip 30 minutes ahead. There's a warning. Spoilers ahead for Superman. Now continue.
All right. So obvious that reaction when he is killed by the Abomination. I hate Lex Luthor. That is one thing that I've realized. Lex Luthor is the epitome of a villain. What Joker is to you is Lex Luthor is to me, and it's been that way for a long time. I was nervous. I wanted a good movie, first off. I wanted it to be entertaining. I wanted the story to make sense. I wanted it to work with everything that I know about the comics. And the changes, some of the risks that were taken, the choice of acting, they're really everything that I was nervous about was pretty much addressed and put to rest. I think the actor was able to do a really good job, and it's a tough character to play. Every superhero where you have to basically be 2 different people, but you could tell a difference between his Clark and his Superman. He didn't have much time as Clark because he was pretty much fighting the entire time.
James Gunn is the guy's name who plays Superman. He may be the most Superman character that's ever looked like Clark Kent in a movie. I don't think anyone pulled off the look of Clark Kent more than him. And I love the little nuances, how the glasses basically trance everybody else to make him everyone not think he's Superman, but he actually is. Because everyone, for years, ever since we were little, how can you not tell us Superman? It's fucking glasses. It's like putting a blanket on a dog. It's still the same dog. It's just slightly altered. I thought that little nuance was so awesome that they added that in because you never really thought about that. And that was something that was teased in the comics for so many years and how the glasses really tranced everyone away from not thinking that he was Superman, except obviously Lois Lane. But I thought David Cornswell did a fantastic job. He, like I said, for everyone had these high expectations because obviously Superman is the superhero. He is the guy.
He's the most overpowered. He never has an actual difficult challenge. The only challenge comes with how he has to be able to beat these guys because he is so much better than them. He has to figure out how to make it look not that bad.
Superman is the guy. So let's put it that way. Marvel has a bunch of characters that, frankly, there's 5 or 6 guys and women that you could argue could be the guy in the Marvel universe, right?
Did you also see the Thunderbolts movie? Sentry is Superman. That's who he's based off of.
I have not seen that, but I do need to see that before I see Fantastic Four this weekend. But yes, he is the guy. Batman obviously is a huge character and a lot of other things, but there's no Batman without Superman, and there's a whole universe of DC without Superman. So I think it was a very tall, tough task to handle when you are tasked of being the next big guy. Because you think of big time movies, right? There are specific roles in certain movies that people coordinate to certain actors, being like, if you get this acting job, you have to be worth something, right? Superman's one of those things. James Bond, another one of those things, right? You think about Indiana Jones, next Indiana Jones coming up, the next Harry Potter, right? Everyone is always, it's a big time character in a big time world. You're always going to get scrutinized for certain things. And I think David Cornsweet did a fantastic job with the way he acted, the way he played the character. And frankly, it's a type of character we haven't seen since Christopher Reeves. Yeah. It's not this guy who's going to fucking destroy everything to save anything. It's a guy that's like,
he's not snapping General Zod's neck.
Exactly. He is a kind soul that is basically what Superman is in comics. And that's a guy that wants to save everything and save everyone. I saw a funny meme. It's like Cavill Superman let a fucking fire breathing or a lit on fire truck blow right by him and run into a building. And he just moved out of the way and it crashed into the building. As opposed to this Superman saving a squirrel off the fucking ground. There's two different Supermans. I understand that. Some people like the brawny, strong, aggressive one. Some people want the lighthearted, that's still doing everything he can to save the world. And one that loves his dog. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah.
Not even his dog, but loves a dog.
His nephew dog.
Yeah.
It's a tough character to pull off, and he did it in both arenas very well. I like the little backstory of when he's Superman, he's postured differently and he has the different voice that he tries to use. Let's take a moment because James Gunn can't do a bad superhero movie. I loved all of the Guardians of the Galaxies and what he did with this one, changing the story.
Because that message, so I did some research. I spiraled pretty hard after watching this movie because I had questions. It was late on Sunday night, so I was going back and forth with AI and I was putting ideas out there and seeing if they made sense to the computer, like what I was putting out there. But the changing of his story to have the second part of the message say, basically, if you've seen the Invincible series, do what the Viltrumites wanted to do to Earth. Take as many wives as you can, repopulate the Kryptonian population. You are to rule over this planet because we picked it specifically so that it will thrive for you. He had never heard that message. And the story now becomes, instead of how is he going to live up to the symbolism, that's what this is. It's the Kryptonian symbol for hope. It's not an S. That's what the Superman emblem is. I blew a lot of people's minds right now.
Hope starts with an H, stupid.
Yeah.
For those that don't know.
Hope starts with an H, stupid. What does this mean on your planet? Gratitude?
Still one of the funniest things ever.
College humor. Pete Holmes doesn't miss. Pete Holmes is Batman. Where are the other drugs going?
So good.
Weird side tangent.
James Gunn, with the way that he changed his story, it added a layer to the character. And instead of, like Snyder did everything symbolism-wise to show that Superman is Jesus and he's like ultimate man, and instead of symbolizing it, he basically said it in his speech at the end. That's what he tells Lex when he finally gets to have that face-to-face, and I was so ready for it. I wanted Superman to get his hands on him, but instead Crypto got the paws on him, and Crypto pieced him up pretty good. But that's what he said. He's like, I am what I am because I was raised with all of these gifts, with all of these powers, and I was taught not to use them in a negative way. I was taught to use them in the positive way and be the symbolism of what humanity can possibly strive to be. That's obviously what all the Superman stories come back to, and I have a soft spot for it, but I really enjoyed it. It's an interesting theory to take, like Jor-El, if some other Kryptonian landed and knew what his mission was from the beginning, things could turn out very differently. And it was also kind of a message for today, like canceled. Something comes out and it's difficult news. It's something that you didn't know was bad at the time, and things flip on a dime. It was relevant to a point where I don't think that it's on the same level of The Dark Knight. I don't think that it's that good of a movie, but there were so many other messages and themes that it kind of just the idea of a superhero movie.
I just thought like the different character nuances to this movie is what set it apart as being such a fun new version of this world, because like I said, James Gunn's creating this new DC cinematic universe, and obviously signs are pointing to this being the first movie, the whole entire thing. And I think you set up so many different things with this, right? Obviously we haven't seen Crypto on the screen in years. I don't think it never has been seen.
I don't think that he's ever been in the movie. I think he's only been in the cartoon.
Exactly. Only in the animated show. So it's the first time you've ever seen that. Obviously, Mr. Terrific being brought to life, which I
never knew him, but that was a fucking.
So his character is awesome. He's going to have so many spin-off movies, TV shows. They're going to make enough stupid money.
What'd you think of the Rookie as Green Lantern? I've
seen that. It's a different version of.
Yeah, I never seen Guy. I never seen Guy Gardner before, but
I thought he was hilarious. I thought the middle finger with flipping off the machines, the tanks as they were flying away was a great little funny little thing added. I thought Hawk Girl introduction was a little dark, it should be interesting how she just dropped that guy off the cliff. That's not really known for someone in Justice League. Let's just see how they take with that.
Justice Gang.
Excuse me, whatever. It's going to be Justice League. We all know it is. I thought the introduction of all that was just awesome. I think it's going to elevate even more. I love like back and forth of the Daily Planet too, because I love like side stories. That's why I love the Gotham TV show with Gotham Police Department and James Gordon and all that, because a lot of ground level things that obviously Superman doesn't need to worry about. But Daily Planet gets to cover at these newspapers, and I love all the characters. The Jimmy Olsen being an absolute dog.
Dude, I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't think that I would like it as much as I did, but it was pretty good. It worked.
On his own TV show too. He was like a child actor too. So.
Yeah, he was in the most recent reboot of Vacation. That's what I know him most from. He was hilarious.
You can keep adding things on for him. I thought the inclusion of Lois Lane and their relationship was much different than anything we've seen. Right? It was a combatant of can this work? How
it was real? It's how a relationship with somebody that's not from this planet would probably go.
Exactly, as opposed to every other Superman. It's like, oh, I love you, Superman, and that's as far as
I'm yours forever.
Exactly, that's how every other Superman version has been, and as opposed to this Lois Lane having that back and forth, which I think will have a more personal touch to it. So all that on top of obviously Lex Luthor being fantastic and his motives and all the different things. I love the aspect of Ultraman. I thought that was sweet. Like you saw Corn Sweat underneath the mask and Ultraman coming out. I thought that was a fun little added nuance to it. Like
Nicholas Hoult is the actor who played Lex Luthor, and
I thought fun things added to this that were like, unless you are just like a critic, we're like, yeah, this movie sucks because it didn't do this or the other thing. This movie's not made for you. This movie's made for Superman fans. This movie is made for fans that have read the comics, that love all those things, that have never seen some of these larger-than-life comic book characters brought to life in this sense, and they did a fantastic job of it. Look, I forgot who it was. It might have been like something. These movies are not made for fucking movie critics. Marvel movies, DC movies are not made for movie critics. Very rarely, ever, will you see a Marvel movie, DC movie in general be like best picture, win whatever, best actor, whatever. Very rarely. It's happened a couple times, but very rare, right? These movies are made for that lighthearted, fun, comic book type of story that obviously that the DC creators and obviously Marvel creators have done. And I think it just did a fantastic job of incorporating things we've never seen before. And like I said, the little added things on the end of it just make it so much more fun because it sets up so much money for things. So it sets up Supergirl, Millie Alcott. Shout out House of the Dragon. It sets up crypto stuff. It sets up Mr. Terrific stuff. Like, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we have the possibility for an Avengers type movie already with like characters that we know of. I think that Pattinson's supposed to be involved in this universe. Like, movie is also supposed to be there, and I don't know if he's going to reprise the role, but
I don't know if they're going to be together. That they've said it may not. It's a lot of.
I think it's a contract situation. I think it's a contract situation between studios. This is the most confident that I've been in a DC Productions with the movie side of things for a long time. Yes, we had hope in the Snyderverse. We all knew that the Snyderverse was going to get made because Zack Snyder is who he is. He has the name value to be able to do that.
The Batman movie is what gave me hope, started giving me hope. This is giving me confidence.
Well, this is like an actual franchise. Like, can actually put movies together, tell these stories in a way, and we're going to find actors that can play the characters perfectly on the screen. Or as good as we've seen in a long time on the screen.
Think about the Batman with Pattinson at the Penguin show. It's a lot of other villain shows that come with it. So there's a universe in that itself. But obviously, that's what I'm saying. It gave me hope that this is going to be something new that they can turn into what the Marvel has done. And then this movie just gave me confidence that this is going in the right direction. It's going to be going to the box office theaters once again during the summer for these type of movies because it's going to be so good every single time a movie of these comes out.
I'm excited because I also saw a comparison. They've already cut it up when he attacks Lex in the office and he throws the giant desk and only barely cracks the window. So we're already seeing that this Superman knows how strong he is, knows how to control his strength, and he's very willing to do so. And if you've seen the Justice League animated series, there is an amazing speech where he's like, I feel like I've lived in a world of cardboard. I never get to let loose. And he's fighting Darkseid and he punches Darkseid through the wall. He's like, but you can take it. Can't you, big guy? I can finally let loose and see how strong I am. That's obviously way down the line. But again, we've seen this formula. We know what they're trying to build towards. I'm just interested to see how they're going to incorporate first because they're not going to have every all together in the first time that they team up. But how are they going to continue to expand this? I have to do a little bit more research, but I'm a fan of this movie. I saw the critic score. The critic score was pretty high for this one, 7.6 on IMDb. I think I texted one of my buddies from college that we were pretty big into the comic book stuff. That's what we talked about all through our years there. And I said, this is going to be the Superman movie. When I have kids, when I have a family, this will be the movie that I start them with to explain what the story is, why I have the tattoo that I have, why he's my favorite, why there's all this Superman memorabilia around the house. This will be the movie that I show. And hopefully there's an expanded universe, because as a DC guy, I want my future family to also be a DC family. I love the Marvel movies. They're really good. You can have a favorite Marvel superhero movie, but we are a DC house. This is a DC household.
That's fair. And last thing before we move on, did you see what I was talking about last week finally? Or did you not see?
You have to remind me, because
I gave you a tidbit without spoiling too much. I said there's gonna be something that you'll see or might not see in this movie that will blow you away.
No, I know.
there was a lot that
There's a specific innuendo for that.
I have no idea.
Peacemaker, John Cena.
Yeah.
See,
That was Nico. I did like that, but I was also at that point. I was ready because I think that was like after Lex had killed the John Porian dude in the Pocket Universe. I was already like for him to get his ass kicked. Like, out how we're gonna get out of this, get him away from the kryptonite.
There's my chops. I was looking at my chops when the goat came on my screen. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
I ought to be last because I heard the voice and I knew where it was coming from, and I was like, "Yes,
it was a good way to break up because, like I said, it was a pretty dark scene right before.
Got a good laugh in the movie theaters. Everyone just started laughing. It was like dark, and then everyone started laughing at
all these guys are jealous because I'm so much fucking bigger than them. Oh, what?
So good.
What?
Shout out Peacemaker.
I have to watch the second season. I enjoyed the first.
Season not even out yet.
They're putting in a lot of promo for that second season then, because they've been. I feel like I thought I missed it, but no, I guess not. All right. Oh, Superman. I liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what they do moving forward. Clearly, I was going to be pretty happy with the results, no matter what.
What was your Super Bowl? And mine is this week.